Okay, listen to some new numbers. Now, if we want to find out what's going to happen next, in order to go from New York onto the next corner of the board, you would have to jump over 2. But the all actual reality, when you jump over the 2, it's after finishing in New York, 9/11. You're on the other side, you're on Kentucky. So if you go back one, because you start from the corner all the time, once you're at the corner of New York, you're automatically in free parking between the 2. From New York, 9 away from New York, the 9 lives of the cat, again a Rubik's Cube. Okay, we're making it a simple form. The 9 lives of the cat end up, okay, on Waterworks. Waterworks, okay, is the 29th from go, but it's valued at the 30th property. Multiply it by 3, you have the 90, which is in the new Monopoly game going on in California. New York from go is 19 times 2 times around the board, which makes 2.5 times the board. New York becomes 99. 90, 90, 99, the television set, when the action happens, because 9 times 9 is 81, you completed the cube. That means you're in between the airspace between the 2. Number 456, number 456, number 258. 258 is the pole between 4, 5, and 6 and 4, 5, and 6. 258, 4, 5, and 6. It makes the crossover here. 2 and 8 is 10, 4 and 6 is 10. You have the 2020 world of 5. 4, 5, and 6 is 15. 2, 8, and 5 is 15. You have the 2 eggs. Waterworks is 9 away from number 19. Number 28, Waterworks from go. 9 away, 108. I said we went 2 around. If we went 2 Rubik's Cubes, then we're in between here, the space. 4, 5, and 4, 4, 5, and 5. And then on the outside, you'd put your 6 on this side and your 6 on this side. That's what happens when things go in between, because the 5 has to be in the space here. The 4 has to be in the space here. Man walks with his spirit. This should say actually 5 and 6 on this side. I could be wrong. I have to recheck this. This is the Monopoly board. So you have to say, if this is the Monopoly board, this here has a value of 9. This here is a value of 9. This here is 27, plus the in-betweens. 27, 27, 27, 27. 54 and 54, 108, right? So we get over here, Waterworks, 9 from New York on the 2.5 around, plus 9, 108, plus the in-betweens, 109, 110, 110 floors on the Twin Towers. Now you're at Waterworks. Where is the Waterworks? What does it mean, Waterworks? Well, we have electric company and Waterworks, so it works for electricity. Where all the corners say LV. Warner Brothers says LV. Everything says LV. Herbert Hoover, Barack Obama, B&O Rail, everything says LV. But we still can't forget about Oroville, which is down in California, which was one of the first ones to go up. So that's the first one to go up. Let's call that one Electric Company. Because that one is going to send its water. I mean, somehow that water gets to Lake Mead, right? I didn't check it out, but it doesn't matter because I'm playing it by numbers right now. First we get 1, then we get Hoover Dam. I can't remember the year it was built, but I remember it was built in the day of the numbers that should fall. So they're both saying New York and this one are both saying New York, you add 11 because it's on the corner. 11 New York and 99 is 110. The other is 2 from the corner, 108. 2 more is 110. Same thing. Hoover Dam, Highway 93. 39, 3 and 9 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 33 of Christ. They made the system. They want us to know because they want to know where the smart people are. So they can enter into their game. I'm not going to tell you the rest of it, but most of the hackers that are really good, they end up getting jobs. People are paid to hack. Anyways, we have that. Another thing I was doing was 9 lives of the cat versus the dog. Now, you know we have the pound key, and that's a 9 face. But the surrounding circle that goes around it is actually the circle of life of the 9 lives of the cat. Is totality is the circle of what's inside 0. If there's no life, there's no cube. So you're not stuck. The 9 lives of the cat, based on 6.66 billion dogs in the world, us. When we divide it by 9, it equals to 7.4. That's the number of Jesus. 7 by 4 is 28. 7 by 4 is 11, 39. Again, the road that crosses Hoover Dam. 39, the letter S and T, R and U, the 7th inning stretch. Take me out to the ball game. We're playing T-ball. There is no 7th inning stretch. And the kids, until they hit that ball, they can keep on swinging as many times as they want. So we never went over the baseball theory yet. 4 balls, 3 strikes, 7 pitches, 3 batters. Impossible. Or is it? Because it's very possible. You want to see how it's done? How can a player get 4 balls and 3 strikes? It's very simple. I'm going to show you. 1, 2, 3, 4 balls. He ends up in the center. 1, 2, 3 strikes. He's out. It's only with the pointer of the pen. I showed you the 2 possibilities. Now we take that and make the total. Because obviously to make it, if it never happened, it still had to be written down before. And after that, you're going to go 4 balls and 2 strikes. Then you're going to do 2 strikes and 3 balls. Then you're going to go 3 strikes. Then you're going to go a foul ball to the left field, a foul ball to the right field. And the one that goes into the center, well, it's either at the pitcher. The second baseman can run on into it. Don't you notice they have the second baseman and where the third baseman is and the shortstop, they're filling in the gaps? They're playing 1-2-1 baseball the same way they're playing 1-2-1 in this game. The Taurus is a water stain. R-U-S-T, Taureau. Rust. Saint O. Russ. Saint Orus. Where is Saint Orus? Iris. Saint Iris. Toronto. Oost. West. This means west. O-U-E-S-T is west. Did you know that in French and in English that west says east in it? E-S-T is east. In French, O and U, which says where, plus EST, says west. And west, the word, has EST, which means east. Left and right. Left field and right field. Simple as that. Left and right. Rawlings baseball. INGS. Rawlings. The light. The raw light. The rawhide delight. I don't know what the rawhide delight is. Now I should just stop. But before I stop, 11 is actually 2. 11 is actually 2, and 11 is actually 2. There are no 4 11s on the board of Monopoly, because the other one you can't have, you go to jail 9/11. Even though it can happen, there's no egg in that corner, because the egg is gone. You go all the way down here. See the 8 that's in here, this 8, and then the 8 that's here, this 8? Oh, don't you worry. When I'm finished, this whole page just looks like the lines have been covered. That's all. Have I ever put out there, I'm going to draw all the letters in the alphabet, and then I'm going to draw you a star, okay, that 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to draw you a star I'm just going to draw it, and then I'm going to tell you how I did it. Okay, let me do this. right now. So far, I'm going to let you see. This is the beginning of the alphabet. We got the X and the O to cover it up. Pretty simple, eh? It means 25. We connect 1, 3, 7, 9, and 5, making a total of 25. It's in the center of 5, making it May 5th. It's 4 envelopes, if you take a look at it. Open the envelope, please. You open the envelope, please. So they open the envelope, and now, boom, we have a pyramid. So now we're going to do is we're going to draw, I'm sorry, I can't do any more than this. I can't do any more than this because how? The only time I can do something is if I put a line here and here. I'm going to do the line and then I'm going to tell you why. Let me out of jail! Let me out of jail! You know why? Because all the other lines are offline. All I can go is this way, but you can't X myself out. Do you understand? I have to put this online, not offline. If I want to go offline, you see the X that's in the center? Watch the way we go online. We go online from top to bottom. The other ones is automatically the feet in the ground. Okay, the copper ground. So this is the way we go online. See, I got an X over here. This is an O. This is an O. It's XO. He's coming all the way down. All the O's all the way down, which turn into 888, 88, 88, 88, da da da. He becomes here. Now we have an exact line for the center to pass our offline center line. That way, when he's holding onto the cord, he can stay in the center. Now, by having these two, we can make a line all the way up the page and all the way down the page by just doing the same thing. This is the head, this is your head, your arms, your other arms, you're in the 11th world. This is the connecting spirit of light that connects within your body, and it runs down this way and down this way. This is the 2 position right here. It goes down to here and then this way. 27, the number of Rubik's Cube. Then it comes down here and it goes over to 29, the number of Rubik's Cube. The whole thing is, in roulette, 27, 28, 29 doesn't exist that way. 27 in roulette is all the way down over here. 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. It's over here, 27. And 29 is over here. You see, we have another scenario. I know it. I didn't do the calculation. I looked at it and I questioned myself. Like if you would come up to me and say, hey, why didn't you do this? And I'll look at it and say, good, thanks for telling me. Now I'll do it. Can't notice everything. I used to be so nervous to forget. Now I'm not as nervous. I'm more relaxed. And ever since Waterfront seemed to show me some belief inside of who I am, I'm not the same person anymore. I'm still not where I want to be. But anyways, now we know how we got to 27 and 29. And everybody says, what's 27, 29? 2 27s is 54. It runs 27 here and 28 over here. Be 55, the freedom mark. 28 over here and 29 is 57. 3 moons of 19. I told you what this was over here. 11 times 11 times 11 is 1,331. 13 and 13. 26, 6, 22, 26. Because every time you turn this, you make another game. The numbers keep moving. You know, like when you turn your iPhone and then the picture goes back to the top and you turn it, your iPhone's upside down now, but the picture's perfectly straight. Same shit. It's all the same shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I know anything at all. I'm only saying what I do know is I give it the time and the effort to go inside and see if there's anything else there. Knock, knock, knock. Hello? Oh, yes. How are you doing? Oh, I'm doing fine. But you know what? Why don't you come back and check us out online? 3 stars here. 3 stars here. So perfect. The 2 eyes of the owls. Look in here. The shin, the Hebrew shin. Look, the Hebrew shin in the corner over here. The magic marker. 1, 2, 3 corners. What they're not telling you? The game comes to the end, we're all going to know. The reason we all have to know is because nobody wants a big surprise. Not one like this. We all have to know because we all have to get onto the same boat. We all have to understand each other when we take off. Oh, don't you worry. Don't you worry. No, that's not a question. That's a good question. No, you don't have to get a ticket. No, you don't have to leave your house. You don't need your pajamas. You don't need your cell phone. You need nothing. You only need what you have now, but it's important to bring with you to tomorrow. If that's in your house, then you're in your house. Your house is not floating away, the Wizard of Oz. We are all floating away. It's going to be like a dream, man. What happened? Where did we go? And this is the time where we have to say, hey, I got a lot of problems. Hey, I got a lot of problems. Let me tell you one thing about problems, okay? There's two things about problems. These two things. What are they? One is a gift and one is a chance. When you have problems, when you take a chance, you start picking up your poker cards. I got 2 cards. What do? And I'm sitting and sitting, and there's another 8 guys at the table plus the dealer, and I'm sitting, and what am I doing? Looking at 2 fucking cards for 10 minutes when I just left my house and had an argument with my wife. I didn't give her 30 seconds to talk, and we argued right away, and I left the house. But yet, when I sit down at the poker table, I can give it, what's that card? Oh, yeah, like you just had an orgasm at the table when your whole life is now upside down. Because regardless what happens at the table, if you don't go with full heart, whatever you win will fall in disaster one way or another. This world is full of them. Let the floodgates open. It's time that the dam falls down. But I don't like the dam falling down because I'd have to pick her up. And I have her right here. And she's holding all the stars. I'm telling you, she is loaded. She is the most loaded. She's got the rainbow on both sides. She's got the energy on both sides. You see what she has on her hat? It's all clubs. You know why? I'm going to show you why it's a club. Oh, yeah, God. Okay, I hear you, God. Sure. Yeah. Yeah, she's trying to buzz in on me, but I got you well connected. Right? Which way is she coming in? Is she coming in straight from the top? Everybody represents the clubs except for the jacks, where they represent the 33, the commanded creation. So if this game, if it was true and clubs were weak, it's because this is what she has on her head, hooked on phonics, learning everything their way, through their system, and whatever they did. But now the time is the crackerjack time. Because now we're all winning prizes. Do you see the way this looks? It's the letter D. This is the letter D. It also looks like a mouse. I want to move my mouse, but instead of the mouse being here, it's now here. She's hooked on phonics. Yeah, I hear you, Ma. Yeah, how much? $80. Ma, I'm going to the casino. I only got 160 on me. But you'll lose it. Oh, don't worry, Ma. I'm going to have a good time. Well, we're not going to eat tonight. Oh, that's not my problem. Hey, man, if you guys didn't make enough money in the family, Dad should have went out and got a better job. So who brought up this kid that's wrong? Which way are we looking? We look, and then we count our money. 20, 40. That's all I got for the races is 40 bucks. Well, I got 10 races. If I get a quick one in and hit a favorite to win it for all the 40, I got 80. But if I lose, I'll be sad for the rest of the night. What chance do you want to take? Do you really have a problem? I wanted to show you again with the cards. When you're slipping those cards and you're searching, if you slow down yourself to comprise with your hourly day that you have, besides to your work where you can think, but you can make no action outside of what you're doing inside to get the manna into your mouth. I got a pair of jacks, but you know what's funny about these jacks? No more connection on the hat. He still has his 3 connections, but he's got none. Grinding the wheel over here. 52, 25, the clubs. The club's going down, the club's going up. The club's going down, the club's going up. And then this side, and then this side and this side. Which way they're traveling. One is traveling up, one is traveling down. One is traveling on the east side, one is traveling on the west side. Lance showed me this, but I know it's in the card. And this is gone. And this over here, if you take a look, 2 eyes, it looks like a mask. Then if you start looking over here, take a look. L and L. LV. Las Vegas. And there's no more electricity on his hat. He's got 1 leaf over here, and he's got California all over here. This is all California. It's all eggs. It's all California. There's a lot of stuff in here. The more we can blur this out, the better it is. Then you have to look at his hair. And his hair is a waterfall and rushing water. See the way it's backed this way? This one over here. See the inside curl? Diamonds, because he's on everybody's side, north and south, east and west. Yeah, it's a real screw up. And even this, look at the diamonds, I and I, with black in between. It's like they've been separated. And she also supports, but her flower's not the same as the other one. The angle of her flower, okay, shows 1973. When we went to the last queen, anyways, she's got her 2 sticks. She's in between the 2 sides right now. It's a she. We got to differentiate between the cat and the dog, like we started before. Now I can go into so many things. The size of a 7.14 million diamond, or cent diamond, or point diamond, whatever it is, it's the number of Jesus, and it's an equal diamond. I mean, it's a perfect diamond. It's the only one. When I divide 6.6 billion dogs into the 9 lives of a cat, I get 7.4. I get 7.4. 7 by 4, okay? 9 lives of the cat times the 7 is 63. 9 times the 4 is 36. 63, 36, 3, 6, 6, 3. 36, 36. 63, 36, 99 New York. It was the end then, and it's the same number now. Just a time difference. 7 by 4 is 28, 9 by 7 is 63. 9 by 4 is 63, 7 by 4 is 28. So we have the dogs and the cats. Their pregnancy is 66 to 69 days. Let's say 63 days. Whatever it is, whatever number it is, I'm going to tell you a story. But right now, it's 66, 69 inside the books. Why not 65? Because 66 matches. 6 and 6 equals 12. 1 and 2 is 3. We have creation. Now, why do we do it this way? Because when we have it in the 3 worlds, it's 3, 3, and 3 is 9. We work in the 2 worlds. We add up the 2 together because they're in the same world. We always add up totals as the same thing because we need to know what the stretch marks are. It can go all the way to the left 20. It can go all the way to the right 20. But when you design it, you always get 19 on one side and 21 on the other side. That's the way it works. You split something up, okay, at a certain point, like the Monopoly game. If you split it up in a certain way, you end up with 2 spots dividing on the top because you separate your triangles. But when you do it on the side, there ends up to be 3 spaces. And it confuses me. And I'm too busy with everything else, and I know it's going to come back. I hope I don't forget. I never want to stop because I don't want to forget. So, the other thing is, I mean, there's so many things. Braces and aces. Because the ace, if you tie it up here and you tie it up here, it holds the board together. If you put this piece into here and you glue it, it becomes a piece and a part. Take off this, take off this, take off this. And what's the design? Let's see. Splitting up the triangles, with this being in the 2 position, this is 2, 6, and 6, 2, and 2, 6 for this angle. It's the roof. In these corners, if you take a look, you now have the letter K. But because of the top here, if we would regard this top as a real top, okay, I'm not doing the floor because the floor you're walking on. I'm only going to do the ceiling. Okay? So when we do draw the K, okay, it looks like an R because we capped the ceiling, but we didn't cap the floor. It's already capped. So K is R. Do you want to see a comparison now? In French, when you go play cards, it's either the K on the deck or the R for king. The R is 1 and 8 and 9. But the K is the 11th letter. 1 and 1 is 2. The K is also the 13th card in the deck. So is the R. The R totals 32. 32 takes you around the alphabet from E to E. But the king does not. It takes you 1 step just before the cross of Christ. The R takes you through 19 of 27. 13th one plus 6. 13 and 6 is 19, letter R. Why? Because the R sound is an A vowel sound with the R. Makes 19S. Together, adding the M as the 13th letter compared to the K is the 13th card of the R, which is the 13th card of the 18th letter. And then we continue to just play and play around with it until we find something that fits and fits. And if it's not there, it goes on top, the upper level, the lower deck, just like the baseball stadium. The upper deck, the lower deck. We have the bleachers, white, bleach, or do we go with what's really supposed to be vanilla high tea? Eat tea, hate tea. Vanilla high. What did they do at Haiti? Who are the people? 9 grams is the 9th birth, and 323 is the star. 323 milligrams of calcium. Heart healthy, bonne santé, cardiaque. In French, heart means cardiac. Start the word in English, it says car. It says car's got a rack. So before they say anything, it says cardia, a card. Cardiac says a card, like a Vega card, planted in one of the lakes, sitting there and cooling and learning so it can control the armies of robotic angels. Oh, not human beings like us, robotic human beings with minds like us and sentenced to no heart. But they already know that no matter what you duplicate of us, we'll always carry the light. You can bring out the light energy into these evil beasts. You want to call them I robots? Call them I. I is the 9th letter, but R is the 18th letter. It's I and I. They only have 1 thought pattern while we have 2. Yes, they still have to carry the light within them because they have the repetition of the light. They learned it all from us by playing all these video games. By signing and reconditioning anything we did, they got it all from us. So we had cardiac, card, then cardi, or card ID. And then it says card ID, Angel, Quebec. Card and ID. I and A is a J. Oh, it says Jack. Oh my God. Cardiac says a car. Oh my God. Look at this. I know you might. I can't. I'm going to try and say it. This is French. CAR is a car. CARD is a card. Card ID backwards because we got 1, 2, 3, 4. It's one word. Now we can go I to the center. Cardia is the day of the carding. When they started carding us everywhere, they picked it up from every single camera. You don't know how they did it? It was very simple. The minute you pull out something from your wallet and think, they know. Cardia, I and A is the 10th letter. That's a J. It says I have. I have a D. I have a queen. This one here says I have a tail. I have a queen. I got a tail. Let's get laid. Cardia, the J, okay, when you I and A is 10, just add the J in the front, is Jack. J-A-Q-U-E says Jack. Right inside the bun, okay, B-O is the bow. Bonnet, nice nose, good knowledge, your birth. Your birth, spirit angel, the Christ, the passage into the E-world, where the card and the card, okay, of Jack. We are living under the light of the Green Lantern. We rust away because of the water. A fish out of water. Whatever it may be. Raphael, 7286. This is the bumblebee. So how would you say it? The cats, who always can fall back in the right spot. The bees, the birds and the bees, and the trees, and the circle of life. You know what's good about the circle of life? There are no corners. Because everything works in a circle. And whatever pushes outside the circle is in trouble. So you go and help, because that's how you keep away from the corners. When you get out into the corners, all of a sudden you're leaving one world and going into the next. And it was your choice from the last world you were in. That's what brought us here. Yes, of course, we already knew where we were going. And yes, it was our choice. But we didn't get here right away. We knew what was happening, but we didn't show up yet. The child was an earthling. Earth thing. E.T. A good for nothing, nothing can get nothing done and go nowhere, and the only thing they can do is destroy, because an earthling is just like the universe. Always repeating the same ways, over and over. Bubble gets bigger, boom, it bursts, something runs down, something picks it up, something takes it away. It keeps falling and falling and falling, and then it freezes. And then the sun comes out and it unfreezes. And it starts to freeze and it creates an icicle. And then someone not looking pokes him in the eye and he loses the eye because he wasn't paying attention. Or he wasn't lucky before he went on the hill and it poked his eye out even though he was watching. The King of Hearts is all of a sudden a ghost. You see the pine trees? One's going up, this one's going up, this one's going up, both over his shoulders. Then you have the Jack inside here. Then you have numbers in here. These are the clam bakes. Okay, this is basically your how would I do the clam? It's your vibration within. I can't explain it. I'm not 100% sure how that actually works. This over here, okay, is he's tuning his hair in. He's tuning his hair in. Tuna. Hair. Is that a rabbit? Is that an HR? Because the only two letters that really exist down here on Earth is H and R. Jack comes from somewhere else. J and K, Jack and the King. Or let's king the Jack. So God comes here and he kings us and we're all the Jacks. Jacking off, jacking around. Jacking up the car, taking off the tire, putting on the tire. What the hell are we putting on a tire if we just took off the tire? Oh, it's flat, stupid. Oh, I'm sorry. Now we got a flat tire and a round tire. That's pretty cool. I didn't know they had flat tires. Wow. And they even sell them that way. You get a tire brand new, you sit on it, both sides are flat. One's got the shape of your ass. Something you can do with rubber, eh? Put one on, it gets the shape of your dick too. So we have on here the diamonds, which are showing the diamonds and the energies going up and down. Okay, we're going to throw away this one and take this one. Look at this. The Mount Sinai room, where I was just at, is room 202 times 4, 808. The spirit of 67 in Montreal and 76 in America gives you 88,088 moons, showing 3 spades. Look at these, the Golden Gate Bridge, up and down and up and down, and it's supported by the club. He's on 2 wheels. He needs 2 feet to run his 2 wheels, but look where his arms are. He's got his arms just down here, and he ain't looking. He doesn't have to look when he's on a 2-wheeled bike. U and S. USB. He was the beta god. The B god. USB. USJ. This is 40, and this is 10. This is the game, and this is 10. This is basically probably how we're traveling in the game, right through this S, number 11, and number 5, 51, or 57. Why? Because the S is just like a 5. So 511 equals 7. Or 151, which is 4, 5, and 6, which is the Federation. The Federation is dead center. We all know that. Federation is dead center, and then we have BEH, B11, or Bell. Communications, plug it in. There's a complete work on this. Obviously, I'm not telling you exactly everything that it is. I see so many things that it's like almost impossible to tell you every single point that you would possibly have as a question. So you have to ask me that question. So now we have that, and ta-da, bicycle cards, end of a cycle. Why? Because they put the numbers on. 85, 1885, or Barack Obama twice, and Herbert Hoover and Hoover Dam. 51, area 51, the area of construction to be 6 and 1. Obviously, we know what that equals. 6 and 1 is 10% of the mind, and go. You can reverse them, E and A and A and E. It says HEE, he. 115 years, the plug-in of your computer. 1 times 15 is an egg. 85 is the matrix. To bring it to a 1010 equals 25, the word of Jack. 115 and 12, 127. 27, the beta god. 1 of 2, 7. 2 by 7 is 14. 2 plus 7 is 9. Total is 23 creation. 20 plus 12 is 32 plus 23 creation. 55 of freedom. Something's breaking apart. But look at this. It's big. It's not bicycle. It's a big glee. Because these are G's. And this is a V if you really want to look at it. 3, 5, 3, 3, 5. 3, as a C, this is a 3. Okay? This can be a 1, and this can be a 3. So you'd have Barack Obama, Herbert Hoover again. The Cy Young Award. The baseball season is over. The Cy Young Award. C, B-I-G, I-G, Iggy. E-L means the. The Bic. The Bic, the fire, the explosion. The creation of, between this side and this side. And this is a Federation sign right here. This, okay, is the top of the mug and dove it. This part over here. I don't know how these work. I'd have to turn them around, but what this is supposed to mean, okay, is I am the center. To the left I have one leaf, to the right I have another. This would end up making the marijuana. And if you take a look in Hebrew, this is a shin, the 3 torches if you want to say it. And then you can go to the other side and you have another one. The sin and the shin, the 1 or the 3. You were either part of the creation or you were just the element of spirit. Raphael, who's rough? What? Rough? Rough? You mean I'm a dog? I'm not a cat? That's so confusing. Just listen to these words, okay? Even. Eve. And. The cross of Christ. She was put up on the cross. Eve was put up on the cross. Even. And odd. Odd and even. Odd N, even N. It's just said that easy. When you just pronounce that N in between, that's the cross. That turns the Rubik's Cube. You go from the top, one turn, you go to the side, you go down, and you're out. You put yourself, how many turns do I need to take you from one area and put you to the next? But don't forget, 2, 5, and 8 will always be 2, 5, and 8. The corners will always remain the corners. The cross will always remain the cross. Raphael 72, 86. Thank you.